Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Gary here. It's it's game day. We got the Minnesota Vikings today. Who they bitches? I can't wait. I didn't walk this morning. I never walk on Sunday. Today's a day. Sundays in my book is a day of rest. I do not walk on Sundays. I got to give my legs a break. Crying out loud. They're probably barking at me. Anyway, so this episode today is going to be about corporate ass kissers, brown nosers, and suck asses. I think this is a relatable episode for people to hear, for people to witness. Where the hell's my coffee at? Ah, damn it! I left it in the other room. You're right. I'll have to do this one dry without my coffee. I've just made a fucking cup of coffee. I hate that when that happens. If I didn't have my head screwed on correctly, I wouldn't put it on every morning. Anyway, corporate suck asses, ass kissers, and brown noses. It's a good one. Been thinking about it, and I've actually recorded this twice now. And if people are taking notice, I deleted a video the other day because I think it was probably borderline, get me in a little trouble. And I don't want to be in trouble. I want to retire. I want to be able to do these episodes clean. So, let's go back to square one on this. Every single company in America, whether it be a corporate company, a big box clothing store, hardware store, brick and mortar stores, where you're required to have X amount of employees, and then you have to have a manager of sorts, if you will. And then that manager has a boss that he has to or she has to answer to. And the dynamics with that. So that's what that's all about, really. So and I'm gonna lay out an example of in my time with the company that I was with the company for 36 years. Imagine that, 36 years. It was a good company. They treated me right. I took care of them. They took care of me. Anyway, so that said, 13 stores in 36 years I was in. Of those 13 stores, I can count on one hand how many store managers were total assholes. That's a strong word, not total assholes, but would ignore me first thing in the morning. Not even look in my direction. Not even a hi, good morning, Gary, how are you doing today? What kind of shape are you in? Do you have any opportunities that I can help you with? I can pull people from different departments and bring them over here and help you get set. So we had to be set by a certain hour every day in the morning. No, I had most store managers I worked with the exception of maybe 3. I can count 3 on one hand. How many were real douchebags? They would say, "Hey, what are your challenges? Where are you at? What do you need?" And then the other 3, I know exactly who they are. I thought about it. I thought it through before I did this episode. I know every single store I worked in. I wrote it down one time. Someone said, how many stores you been?" I told them. I wrote them all down. So that said, take a particular morning. I walk in, and I get there at 5 o'clock in the morning. I have to straighten my case because at nighttime, a lot of times at nighttime, the people at night don't do their job. They take a lot of breaks, but they don't fill the cases as they're supposed to. Not like the day people. The day people are full-timers. We're making more money, and we're held more accountable. So first thing I got to do is straighten my cases, straighten all the wall cases, straighten the frozen cases, straighten the smoked meat cases, smoked meat being hot dogs, bologna, and all that stuff. That's a whole, 85 feet of that. You got to straighten all that. Got to do all my markdowns. I got plenty of scans I got to get done. Of course, I'm not going to go into those scans with you because you don't know what they are. I'm just telling you we had a lot of busy work to do before we actually started breaking down a meat truck that just came in the night before. And then filling the case with all the holes because there's holes in chicken, there's holes in pork, there's holes in beef, holes in the ground beef. Filling all that up. Running your ass off. And then usually right around 7 o'clock, your store leader walks in. Their job is, and all of them do it, they walk the floor. They walk the store to see what kind of shape they're in. I had 3 store managers that would walk right past me, keep walking. Wouldn't even say, good morning, Gary. How you doing? How's it going? Nothing. Goose egg. 0. Excuse me, please. My allergies are kicking right down this time of year, and I apologize for that. So take, we're going to use an example, a store walk. I'd say 3 times, 5 times a year, we would have store walks. And what I mean by store walks, my store leader's boss would be in the store, along with, let's say, a corporate person, whether it be a vice president or president, or every now and then the CEO, which was rare. They come in for a scheduled store walk, and everyone had to be prepared. So that means our store leader would say, we need you to come in an hour early instead of be here at 5, Gary. You and your boss have to come in at 4 or 3, because we're expecting them around 10:30, 11. So make sure you're right. Make sure your cases are full and everything looks perfect. And make sure all your scans are done. You got to get your scans done. That's got to happen. It's got to get done. Don't worry about the store walk. Get your scans done. That's most important above all things. Above all customers' needs, employee needs, and everything. The scans got to get done. So, that said, now it's getting close to the store walk time, and then we hear on we wear these walkie-talkies so we don't communicate over the intercom to bother shoppers. And all of a sudden I hear in my earpiece, oh, the vice president just walked in the store. They're up there in the floral shop. Get ready. Alert, alert, alert. You know, I'm exaggerating, but they are announcing they're here. So with that, it takes maybe from the front of the stores where the floral shop is, so from that point to the meat department, it may take 25, 30 minutes because they take their time walking. Now they're walking in our direction. My boss happens to be off that day. Why? Because he's on vacation. So it's just me and 2 of my clerks. That's it. And I think we're in pretty good shape because we've been running all morning. Now, let me break it down for you. The vice president's walking toward us. Behind him is 3 minions, generally 3 minions, and they have their pad of paper. One has a pad of paper writing down things that he brings to her or his attention. The second minion is carrying a roll of toilet paper. The third minion, that was a joke, there's no toilet paper. The third minion is carrying a pad of paper and writing down notes. And then behind the minions is our store leader, our store manager. Behind the store manager are maybe 2 or 3 assistant managers. And behind that is some more minions. But at store level minions, department heads, ask us, those kind of people, the old ass kissers. So, and we get them. That's because that's the only people walking with the vice president are the ass kissers. So, collecting anything they need so they can get moved up the corporate ladder by kissing his ass or her ass, whoever it might be, in the vice president's role that particular year. So then when they get to me in this particular, this is a true story. This happens. It happens every time. If it's not with me, it's with my boss, Roger. And but I've had so many different head meat cutters over the years, so we ain't gonna. Roger was the most recent, but let's just say I'll use an example that happened 2 stores previous. Was a good one. This really happened. This was 2 stores prior to the one I'm in. So the VP gets up there, and this is a brand new VP from a different division in the United States. Brand new VP. Never met this person before. This person comes up to me, and behind them, they all start to form this semicircle around him or her, whoever it was. I'm not going to describe the gender. A semicircle. And so it's the vice president flanked by his minions or her minions, and then the store leader, store manager, and then to the other side, the assistant managers, and then all the other minions behind them. All the other minions behind the semicircle. Oh, is there anything we could do? Is there anything we could do? That shit goes on. It's disgusting. It's extinct, but it goes on. And people out there listening to this episode, they say, I work at IBM, or I work at blah, 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 or I work down in a law firm, and I see the same shit goes on in my corporate job. Oh, it's disgusting. But it happens. And I guarantee you, they all have a cup of coffee, and I guarantee you that cup of coffee that they're carrying through the store walk is nice and hot and steamy, because the minion got them a nice hot cup of coffee. But they don't have, they just do. And so now, let's take this, and I'm gonna use this example because the 3 stores ago, I was in this store, and this guy, our store leader, the store person who was the store leader, was a real suck ass. And it was one that never paid any attention to us. Like I said, there was 3, but this is one that never did. And this vice president introduces himself or herself to me, and I say, hello, I'm Gary, nice to meet you. How's it going? Small talking. I mean, I'm off the cuff, man. I tell it like it is, and I'm real super easy going when I'm talking to a store leader because they put their pants on the same way I do every day. That's my philosophy. Well, because they have a better pay grade than me, so what? I don't give a fuck. Treat me like a human, I'll treat you in the same way. Let's talk about, let's talk about the weather. In this case, we're talking about the store walk. And so I said, hey, so how do we look? And then this VP says, hey, you guys look really good today. You must have known we were coming in. I said, you think? And this person laughed, and I laughed along with this person, and it was a real easygoing, relaxed. I have a way. My personality sends a way. I have a way of relaxing people because I don't take anything serious. I only take 2 things serious: my health and my money. That's it. Everything else is just whatever, man. It's life, Just live it and be happy. And so I bring this VP down to a level of my level. Hey, let's just talk shop, man. How's it going? And so, of course, then they want to walk the department. You walk the department with them, and then the minions are all behind them, sucking up. And then the store leader, who ignores everyone in the store because it's beneath them to talk to us minions. Store leader goes, oh yeah, Gary does a great job every day. Does a great job. Comes in on time. He gets his case filled up really nice. Now the store leader's saying this to the VP. Does a great job. Does a great job and cleans the cases and organizes the cases and you know what I mean? And it's great. He does a great job. Which is all bullshit. I mean, he sees through it. I see through it. All the minions, they see through the fucking game. And the VP goes, yeah, I can see that. Okay. Anyway, we have other places to walk. Gary, it was really a pleasure talking to you. Nice meeting you. Have a good day. See ya. And then keep walking. And this goes on. And it's disgusting to see it because I remember my old man telling me years ago, this is when I first started out with the company, and he was trying to give me, because he was in big business his whole life. And I can remember, I started with the company when I was in my late 20s, but then by the time I hit my mid 30s, I thought I had it all figured out. And here's my old man trying to give me advice. And I'm like, yeah, Dad, I got this. I understand. I got it. You need to tell me. And now that I'm older and I have wisdom, I look back on some of the stuff my old man used to say to me about corporate. And he was right. It's all a dog eat dog eat world. Climbing the ladder of ass-sucking USA. That's all it was. Can I clean your desk for you, sir? Can I organize your pencils? Oh, do you need a cup of coffee? I drink tea. Oh, can I get you a tea? I'll run down to the store. I'll run down to the store and get some tea bags. Oh yeah. Shit goes on. People out there listening to this, they could relate. Oh yeah. We're going to give you a couple examples of people that I know in stores, and I'm not going to label what stores that they were in, but they may know who they are. This one guy, he's no longer with the company. He was in the meat department. He was my level. I was a meat clerk, and he was the assistant head meat cutter. And his name was Bobby. I can say it because he's been retired for several years now. And every time our boss, we had a boss, he was called an MR, merchandiser. That's what it stood for, MR, merchandiser. And they would come in the store and they would walk the meat department with the head meat cutter. And they would look at cases and they would discuss the case arrangement. And they would discuss the sales plan. And they would just check to make sure we're doing our job. But they had a really good rapport with the meat guys. Because they at one point in their life were just a meat cutter. Now they aren't anymore. They're in corporate level. Anyway, this guy, and he can make moves. He could take a head meat cutter or a clerk and move him to a different store without even asking a question. If he sees another store has a challenge, has load, needs help, he takes me out and moves me. Maybe that's why I was moved a bunch. I moved because I was a company guy. Sure, I'll help out. Move me. Anyway, so this guy, Bobby, every time this MR would come in, Bobby would take his dirty meat smock off, run full speed out to the sales floor where this guy was standing with the head meat cutter. He goes, "How you doing, boss?" This is exactly what he said. This is exactly how I sounded. "How you doing, boss? How you doing, boss? Can I go up to the deli and get you a cup of coffee? Can I get you a cup of coffee?" And that's how he was every time this MR came in. And the MR knew Bobby's MO. He's like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, look at this suck ass." Of course, he didn't say that. He goes, "Yeah, sure, Bobby, go ahead." Bobby, from the meat department to the deli, was about 100 yards. Bobby went to a full sprint as fast as he could. It looked like a garage sale. His fat ass running up there in his meat coat, falling all over the place, dodging choppers. "Hurry up, get that coffee. Hurry up, get that coffee. I'll get to my boss. Hurry up, make sure that coffee's hot. Give me some extra sugars. Give me extra creams. Get some more coffee. I have to get my coffee from my boss." Oh, it was crazy. It was something to see. Then he would run back full speed and trying to balance in a cup of coffee. "Here you go, boss. Here you go, boss. I got your coffee. I got your coffee, boss." That shit went on every time this MR came in. And he goes, "Yeah, okay, Bobby, great. Thanks for the coffee. Here's some extra sugars, boss. Here's some extra sugars. Here you go, boss." And Bobby, you can go back to work now. "Okay, boss. Good to see you, boss." And it goes, and everything was boss, boss, boss. And I remember saying to a clerk, a friend of mine in that department, I said, "Can you imagine Bobby's household? He's married. He's got 2 sons and a daughter. Can you imagine that household? Can you imagine his sons might be in junior high school? I would hate to be one of his sons. I could see you at dinner around the dinner table with Bobby and his boys. Now, boys, what you got to do? You got to suck ass. You got to kiss your teacher's ass. Kiss that ass. That way, even if your grades are a little bit below standard and you're at a C and you want to get a B, do extra work. Yeah. Kiss their ass. Excellent. Wash their car for them. Oh, yeah. Carry their books for them down to school. Yeah, that is suck ass. Suck ass works for me. It's worked out for me my whole life." Can you imagine? Anywhere in corporate America or even in retail America, there's always that suck ass person that never truly has any worth as a human being, that can show what they're worth and what they're capable of doing at a business level. So where they fall short at the business level, they got to suck ass with the bosses. And the bosses know. The bosses know it's a suck ass job. They know. But they take advantage of these suck asses because that's all they'll ever be, is suck asses. They'll never go any higher than that. But every now and then one slips through the cracks. Actually, a couple slip through the cracks. And I won't say their names. Not going to say their names. Not going to get in trouble. We had a zone manager, a district manager. Now, the district manager is one step below vice president, or somewhere in there. But the district manager takes care of all the stores and makes sure that he could be in there before anyone else to double check, make sure everything's done correctly. And when he walks in the store manager loses their shit because, oh my God, the district manager's in the store. This one guy, and he's now no longer with the company. They gave him the golden handshake, the golden parachute, and they forced retirement on this guy's ass because he's a piece of shit, or was a piece of shit. No one liked this guy, and I'm not going to say his name, but I'm just not going to say his name. I'm not going to even go there. I'm not going to even describe how he walked, or anything like that, because it would be unfair. So there was one particular day I was sitting outside with my meat manager years ago in a different store, having a coffee break. And it was a beautiful summer morning. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning. We were all set in the meat department. We came outside to have our morning coffee break. We're sitting outside. And we didn't know at the time that the vice president was going to do a surprise walk in our store. And all of a sudden, I look at my meat manager, who's now retired, and I said, hey, isn't that the district manager and the new vice president walking across the parking lot? And he's going like this. He's looking, he goes, yeah, it is. I didn't know we were going to get a store visit today. And I said, well, sure enough, it's too late now. No one knows it's happening. They just like, sometimes they would just pop in. So they're walking side by side, talking real slow across the parking lot. And we all knew this VP. He was cool as shit. This guy was he was just laid back. All he wanted to talk about when he came to the store was golf, his golf game. He's a nice guy. I wish he was still with our company. Of course, it doesn't matter to me. I'm retired. So they're walking across the parking lot, talking, and the district manager's not even looking in our direction because it's beneath him. He's one of those kind of guys. It's beneath him. We're scum. We're pond scum to him. But the vice president knows who we are, and he sees us, and he nods. We nod back, wave, and he waves to us, and they keep walking. Well, all of a sudden they stop. And now they're about 30 yards away from us in the parking lot. They stop, and this district manager looks down at the ground. And as he's looking down, of course, the VP, he's looking down at the ground. The district manager holds one hand over his tie on his suit, bends down, and on the ground, he picks up this, what looked like a bubblegum wrapper. Picked up a bubblegum wrapper off the fucking ground. Looks around for a garbage can, and he sees the garbage can. They have these these grocery cart corrals, and in the corrals they have garbage cans. He walks over very, very quickly and sticks it in the garbage can. As he's doing that, the VP is looking at us and he's smiling, and we're looking at the VP and we're laughing out loud. Look at that suck-ass move. He did that. That actually fucking happened. We laughed so hard that day. By the end of the day, the whole store knew he did it. Because we went in, I ran my mouth. I went in there telling everybody, you wouldn't believe what he did. He bent down and picked up a fucking gum wrapper off the ground and stuck it in the can to the VP. And the VP was like, yeah, okay. Hey, I got a bunch of shit in my trunk of my car. You want to clean that out too? Yeah. Anyway, it's game day, and I got some friends coming over later on to watch the football game, so I don't have much more time to talk about this. But I wanted to get it out there. This is kind of a revised version of the first one. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the episode today. I do appreciate you coming by and seeing my content. I enjoy seeing the views as much as I enjoy doing it, because I love running my mouth. I got a zillion stories I could tell about the company I was with and outside the company I wasn't with, and different jobs I had that might be enlightening and people can be relatable. I like to tell stuff that's relatable. Because I don't like to talk about myself. I like to talk about shit that's relatable. You'll get more of that down the road. All right, everybody. Hope you have a great day. If you're going to be watching football, make sure you keep an eye on our Cincinnati Bengals. They are the best. They're going to be in the Super Bowl this year. Every year they're going to be in the Super Bowl. This year they're going to go to the Super Bowl. And our crown prince, Joe Burrow, got hurt last week. He stubbed his toe. I stubbed my toe. I need surgery. We got a great backup quarterback. His name is Jake Browning. He is the shit. This guy's taking us all the way to the promised land. All right, everybody. Have a great Sunday. Take care of yourselves and each other. Peace out.